Now at 5 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, a second man has received a $10 million bond in the murder of a Houston girl. The top U.S. Surgeon General has listed the leading cause of children and teens' death in the nation, and it's not medical. And a settlement was reached after an investigation into 3 Texas medical institutions for violations during open heart surgeries.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. The heat is in the central part of the country right about here, but that also allows the tropical stuff to roll in. So there's a little movement out there, and we'll be talking about it coming up in just a moment.
Plus, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange could avoid prison time in the U.S. The latest on Assange's plea deal this afternoon. You're watching 25 News now at 5. Good afternoon. Thanks for being with us. I'm Don Brubaker. Karina Garcia has the day off. Victoria County deputies arrested a 46-year-old man Monday. Eric Enriquez from San Antonio is charged with online solicitation of a minor sexual conduct. He is in the Victoria County Jail in lieu of $50,000 bond. Victoria police arrested a 22-year-old man Monday. Kobe Levine of Victoria faces 2 charges, including burglary of a home, intended other felony. He is in the Victoria County Jail in lieu of $40,350 bond. A second Venezuelan man living in the U.S. illegally and accused of killing a 12-year-old Houston girl has been ordered to be held on a $10 million bond. Johan Rangel is one of 2 men charged with capital murder in Jocelyn Nungare's death. The other is Franklin Ramos. Rangel's bond was set by a judge during a court hearing Tuesday in Houston. Pena's bond was also set at $10 million during a Monday court hearing. Immigration authorities say both men are Venezuelan nationals who entered the U.S. illegally in March. 3 Texas medical center institutions have agreed to pay a $15 million settlement after a report of doctors violating regulations during open heart surgeries. This comes from allegations from 2013 to 2020, where surgeons ran 2 operating rooms at once and delegated tasks to unqualified residents. The FBI revealed that doctors had gambled with patient care and improperly billed Medicare. Baylor St. Luke's Medical Center, Baylor College of Medicine, and Surgical Associates of Texas agreed to pay the $15 million settlement. The DeWitt County Commissioners Court lifted the county's burn ban today. The burn ban took effect June 15th. They advised residents to be safe when burning by having water close at hand, burn away from any structures, flammable objects, or vegetation. And now let's take a first look at your First Warn Storm Team forecast. Chief Meteorologist Mac Pettis joined us now with a look at what's going on outside. There's still more drizzles today, Mac, at least this morning.
I got about 4 drops on my car today, and of course, you know, I washed it yesterday, so it was appropriate, so that went well. But these are all weak little garden variety showers that are popping up. Of course, this time of year, we have to look at the tropics almost every day, and right about here, we have the next tropical depression that's coming together. We'll see where it's going to go, and we'll talk about that coming up in just a few minutes. We'll be back after this. Back to you, Don.
Mac, thank you. Today, the U.S. Surgeon General made a stunning declaration. The leading cause of death among children and teens is gun violence. A new study shows that children 19 and under are more likely to die from a gun than any other cause. An analysis found that more than 56% of gun deaths happen in the child's home due to improper storage and leaving firearms unlocked or loaded. The Surgeon General's advisory says mass shootings make up about 1% of gun deaths, but incidents are rising and are changing the ways children experience school. Here's your viewer poll this afternoon. Scan that QR code on your screen to vote now. Here's the question. Do you agree that gun violence is the leading cause of death among children and teens? Yes or no? We want to hear your opinion. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part, and I will have an update on 25 News Now at 6. To combat gun violence in one city, U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland opened a new crime gun intelligence center today in Cleveland. The centers are designed as centralized law enforcement hubs to focus on investigating and preventing gun violence in communities. The Cleveland Center will be one of about 60 operating nationwide. Garland says this will centralize experts and information to resolve crimes quickly.
Just today, there is a proposal to drastically cut the Justice Department's budget by almost $1 billion, including U.S. attorneys and the ATF, which help keep communities like Cleveland safe. This effort to defund the Justice Department and its essential law enforcement functions will make our fight against violent crime all the more difficult. It is unacceptable.
Cleveland has struggled with daily gun violence for many years. The governor of Ohio sent in state troopers to work in conjunction with county authorities and federal marshals. An American will likely not have to serve any jail time in Turks and Caicos for having ammunition. In April, Michael Evans pleaded guilty to possessing 7 rounds of ammunition. The 72-year-old from Texas received a 33-week suspended sentence for a year. Evans was previously allowed to come back to the U.S. while on bail because of a medical situation. He is one of 5 Americans arrested on the islands over the past 6 months on ammunition possession charges. The WikiLeaks founder, accused of publishing state secrets globally, now on his way to freedom. Julian Assange is expected to enter a guilty plea in exchange for no more prison time.
Julian Assange on the cusp of freedom. The WikiLeaks founder heading to one of the most remote U.S. federal courthouses in Saipan to plead guilty under the Espionage Act in exchange for release from prison. The plea deal reached between his lawyers and the U.S. Department of Justice. Assange's brother says he's been lobbying for this for years.
Very anxious, very excited, and he's looking forward to spending time with his family and being free, being able to have the sunshine on his face, hear the birds, go for a swim in the ocean back in Australia.
Assange is accused of conspiring with the U.S. Army intelligence analysts to leak hundreds of thousands of classified documents from multiple countries, according to the DOJ. None more damaging than the vast trove of U.S. records that WikiLeaks posted online starting in 2010, at the height of U.S. wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. The documents revealing detailed U.S. military activities in confidential diplomatic cables.
We hope to correct some of that attack on the truth.
Assange spent the last 5 years in a London prison, and before that another 7 years hiding in the Ecuadorian embassy in London to avoid potential sexual assault charges in Sweden that were later dropped. He's expected to reunite with his wife Stella and 2 young sons, both born while he was in captivity.
It will be the first time that I get to see him as a fully free man.
Assange's wife says they'll continue the legal fight and seek a full pardon. We're told they'll soon return to his native country of Australia. Emlyn, ABC News, Washington.
A new housing report found that potential home buyers would need to make more money than ever if they want to buy a home in Texas' urban areas. You can read this Texas Tribune article on our website, crossroadstoday.com. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Then you can see Crossroads Today on YouTube. A judge has partially rolled back some of the limitations of Donald Trump's gag order in his hush money trial. That's straight ahead on 25 News Now at 5. Also ahead, we take a look at how Victoria's community comes alive during the summer. Trump-appointed judge has rolled back parts of former President Donald Trump's gag order in his New York hush money trial. Trump is now allowed to publicly talk about witnesses in the trial, including Michael Cohen and Stormy Daniels. He's also allowed to talk about jurors, so long as his statements don't include any identifying information. The order still bars Trump from discussing any prosecutor, court staff, or their family members. That will remain in effect until his sentencing on July 11th. A new study shows that melatonin supplements may help a person not only get some much-needed rest, but also could help prevent a common eye disease.
In older adults, it's the most common cause of severe loss of eyesight. Age-related macular degeneration, or AMD, blurs your central vision.
It's one of the most devastating conditions, up there with a diagnosis of cancer or even a heart attack. Losing your sight and losing your central vision really is imperative to many patients, and keeping their overall mental status stable.
Ophthalmologist Dr. Rishi Singh with Cleveland Clinic says right now antioxidant vitamins are mostly used to prevent AMD, but it doesn't always stop the progression of the disease. So he and other researchers started studying the potential benefits of a supplement commonly used to improve sleep.
We've learned that melatonin obviously has some really potent antioxidant effects and also has some benefits in regards to pigment within the retina.
The study followed more than 121,000 patients ages 50 and above with no history of AMD and found taking melatonin was linked to a reduced risk of developing the eye disease. And in more than 66,000 patients who already had a slow progressing form of AMD, the study found melatonin takers were less likely to progress to severe stages of the disease when compared to those who didn't take the supplement. While more clinical research needs to be done, Singh says patients at increased risk of AMD should talk to a doctor.
This is a very valuable, I think, conversation to have with your eye doctor to determine if it's right for you.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Several federal health agencies have started a new round of tests on dairy workers and milk products. This is to better understand the possible impact of H5N1 bird flu. The FDA will also conduct tests to determine if a method called flash pasteurization helps neutralize exposure to bird flu in milk. The virus jumped from birds to dairy cattle for the first time earlier this year. Since March, 120 herds across 12 states, including Texas, have tested positive for bird flu. Summer is in full swing, and local journalist Bill Clough took a look around and captured some of the sights and sounds of summer in Victoria.
Sing a song of summer. Long days of sun, long days of heat, 4 months of it. Time to seek the comfort of a tree swing under the shade of a live oak tree. It provides a breeze, if briefly, and creates its own patterns of summer light. Fair weather cumulus seem to promise rain, but they always break their vow. But sometimes it's soon over. The garden population is ecstatic. Butterflies and bumblebees, a clutch of caladiums and crepe myrtle, a squirrel at brunch, a hungry titmouse, a couple of house wrens who think they're hummingbirds, and another bird not suffering from an identity crisis. A fanning fern, and figlets, althea, crossvine, a leopard plant, a lily full of spiders and a moth, lantana, begonia, petunias, Turk's caps and porterweed, roses, of course, and wind chimes. The whole chorus, all singing the song of summer.
Thank you, Bill. And if you have not seen episode number 1, Let's Grow Texas Ag, a great program on the state of agriculture and the crossroads, you can catch it this Saturday on 3 Victoria Television Group stations. On KAVU at 5 p.m., it's on KVCT at 4 p.m., and on KXTS at 11:30 a.m.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Yes, we did get another good day of sunshine. We actually picked up a few little showers late this afternoon. Our current temperature, 93. Of course, feels like 109 with the humidity. That's the only thing you didn't see in that song of summer is the humidity. We did get to 93 as our high, which is actually right on the money. It is summertime for sure. We've been as warm as 106. Now, the week is going to be fairly similar in what we had today, but the thing is, the tropics are still busy. We'll be talking about that coming up in a moment. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Late this afternoon, we picked up a few little showers around the area. You see Victoria right there. Looks like the heaviest stuff was just to the north of the city, somewhere, I don't know, somewhere up there by nursery. That's what I was thinking of, nursery. That's where they plant everything at the nursery. So that's who's getting the shower activity. And it's, of course, nothing significant, nothing huge. Just if you catch a little shower, that's great. Like I said, I got 4 raindrops on mine. That was about it. Most of the state is quiet right about now, which is okay because a lot of people are already planning on the 4th of July weekend. Yeah, that's coming pretty soon. Here's another view of the showers that you had in the area today. But of course, the big story, the big picture actually, is that the heat continues throughout much of the northern areas. When the heat is up here, that means that we have the ability to get something sneaking under it. That's where all the tropical stuff comes. Let's see, places like Tulsa, Oklahoma City, all of this area right here, probably about 102 right now. So yeah, they're really feeling it. But for us, it gives the tropics an opportunity to develop something and push it on through under this ridge. It has to go under the ridge. It cannot go through the ridge. The ridge would deflect it in another direction. So as of this afternoon, we have another system that's slowly developing. This is Invest number 94. You can see it develop right there. Actually, it started out here. It strengthened a little bit. It is now over very warm waters, and this is an easterly wave, and we're going to be watching it because some of the computer models take it all the way into the Gulf of Mexico. But I'll say this, it's a much farther track to the south than the previous ones, so I don't think we have a lot to worry about, but certainly I'm not going to let anything happen without you knowing about it. High temperatures tomorrow, about 92 for us. We do have a heat advisory for most of the counties in and around our area, but the real heavy one is right here. This is an excessive heat warning, so places like Arkansas and North Texas and Oklahoma are really struggling with the very hot temperatures that we're getting so early in the season. So what's happening for tomorrow? Well, for your, it'll be Wednesday, looking for a couple of isolated showers in the afternoon, otherwise 92, which is where we're supposed to be. I like it when we're normal. Normal is good. That means we're doing things normally. Isolated showers possible in the Cuero area, also getting up to about 92. So right about here, you got your 7 days, 92, staying within the reason of our seasonal temperature. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's, of course, not the big weekend, but it is going to have a few little isolated showers, but none of this is going to really, mess up your holiday or your weekend. And we go all the way through Tuesday, so that gets us into July. How about that? It's coming around real quick. That's your 7-day forecast. And of course, got to remind you, we do have a QR code. Love for you to scan that, put Crossroads Today on your phone. And I will toss it back to Don.
Mac, thank you. And coming up next on 25 News Now at 5, we'll take a look at your stocks. Plus, more than 20,000 Tesla Cybertrucks are under a recall for wiper and trunk issues. Taking a look at your stocks, the Dow down 299 points, the S&P 500 up 21 points, and the Nasdaq up 221 points. Oil down 80 cents, closing at $80.83 per barrel. Tesla is recalling its futuristic new Cybertruck pickup for the 4th time in the U.S. This recall will fix problems with trim pieces that can come loose and front windshield wipers that can fail. The Cybertruck went on sale November 30th. The new recalls each affect more than 11,000 trucks. The Austin company says it knows of no crashes or injuries caused by the problem. Tesla will replace the parts at no cost to owners, who will be notified by letter August 18th. Consumer confidence in the U.S. took a slight hit this month. New data released today showed consumer confidence dropped from a 101.3 index reading in May to 100.4 in June. Another report from the University of Michigan's Consumer Sentiment Index showed a preliminary June reading at a 7-month low. Despite the dips, confidence in the labor market remains positive, outweighing concerns about current business conditions. Stay with us. We'll take one last look at your forecast. Plus, a local summer camp is honoring the life of a 9-year-old girl who wanted to become a police officer. We have that story next, and now here's a look at what's coming on World News Tonight, right after 25 News Now at 5.
Coming up on World News Tonight, the severe weather threat as we come on the air. Multiple states, 75 million Americans under alert. Ginger Z is here. Also in New York City, the manhunt focused on Central Park. And the famous actress now battling Alzheimer's. We're next.
Finally, this afternoon, Camp Cameron is underway with the Victoria Police Department. Campers are learning CPR and handcuffing techniques. The Victoria Fire Department has their trucks on display, and the DPS has its boat at the camp. You may remember Cameron Lee was a cancer patient who wanted to become a law enforcement officer. The 9-year-old died in 2022. The VPD honors her memory with the annual summer camp. This Thursday, there's an award ceremony for the camp at 11 a.m. at the Victoria Community Center. And I know a lot of Cameron's family, and Cameron really wanted to be a police officer. But
her memory lives on
through this camp. It's great.
Think of what the kids are learning while they're there. I mean, valuable resource, valuable skills for the rest of their lives.
And maybe their dreams will come true to become a police officer, first responder.
You bet.
Absolutely.
Well, folks, next few days aren't going to change much. We're going to see, lots of sun, a little bit of cloud cover, and 1 or 2 little errant showers during the afternoon hours. Otherwise, we're looking pretty good as we get into the weekend. We're looking just for those little stray showers in the afternoon. The best part is that our temperatures are going to be right at normal. We're going to be in the 92-degree range as opposed to, 99, 100. I'm not ready for that, but the next 7 days are generally quiet as we start turning into July. And of course, the tropics, well, they're moving around. We'll watch them and let you know if anything starts to move in this direction.
And things should be a little bit greener than they were a year ago because we've had all
gosh.
this rain. Of course, the burn ban today was lifted in DeWitt County.
Isn't that amazing? Last week we were talking about, well, we should put the burn ban on, and now we're going, well, maybe we take it off. So I'm glad things are going to work out, because as much as you can say be safe with fireworks, something's going to happen.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mac, and thanks for being with us. We'll see you back here tonight for 25 News Now at 6. World News Tonight with David Muir is next.